had a great Christmas and Happy New Year's coming up. So, or if you're watching this after the fact, I hope you had a Happy New Year. Okay, I am very excited tonight to be with my babies. Look what a babies they are. Okay, so they're totally not babies. They're totally not babies, but they'll always be my baby. If you're a mom, you know that your kiddos are the most priceless things you have in life, commodities, cargo, whatever. Anyway, so these are mine. This is our older baby, Ashley. Ooh, she was 8 years old when I joined Mary Kay, when I started my business. And then little Sarah here, anyway, she was 5 years old. I know, and I was working a lot, kind of trying to figure out at 34 years old what I wanted to be when I grew up. And these girls, I could not be, oh my gosh, I could not be the bigger, proudest. See, they're smarter than I am. They got like all these degrees. I don't. Not that I don't. But mine were Mine were from a long time ago, and you know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm extremely proud of these two girls. They are successful on every level, not just in their careers and where they're going with their careers, but the fact that they treat people so wonderfully. So they're very great. They're very grateful for things. I can't talk to me. It's okay. I'm trying not to get emotional. That's why we're going to talk. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to them. Again, this is Ashley and this is Sarah. And they're just going to tell you a little bit from their hearts as to what it was like growing up pink. If you are a guest on here, I need to hear from you so that we can put you in the drawing. Cat. Peekaboo. There's cat. Anyway, thank you. And I appreciate you ladies for doing this. Love you.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, so this is fun. So I've done a couple Facebook Lives before. I don't think Sarah has ever.
No, this is my first
Sarah
time.
has ever done one. So, so as Mom Karen mentioned, I am Ashley. I'm the older of the two of us. I currently work at the University of Virginia, but I also do Mary Kay part-time. And I know Sarah did Mary Kay part-time when she was in college. So we both not only watched Mom do it, but have also dabbled in it a little bit ourselves, so to speak. So I think for me, with growing up pink, one of the coolest things was being around really strong, independent women, because that's kind of all I've ever known, is Mom being her own boss, owning her own business, setting her own hours, having some freedom and flexibility where that's concerned. I think Sarah's going to talk a little bit more about that. But being around these like really strong, empowered women who liked being around each other, I think that was also really cool. Hi, Marcy. So being able to, like, as a young woman, because like Mom said, I was 8 when she started. She got her caddy, I think maybe when I was 9. Talk about a cool thing. Your mom gets to go to like a dealership and sign her name and take the keys. Like, she's signed her name many times. But to just sign her name and get in the car. Anyway, that was really cool. But being able to witness this like sisterhood of strong women who enjoyed each other's company, enjoyed being around each other, were really uplifting to each other. That then became my expectation for how my female friendships and friendships in general were going to be. But that really left an impact on me, and shaped, I think, how I approach relationships and how I interact with other people. And hi, Pat Mooster. How, you know, the whole make me feel important thing. Mary Kay always said that we have a sign. Everyone's carrying a sign around their necks that says make me feel important. And I think I definitely got to witness that firsthand through Mom and the other women that she was around, whether we were in Texas when Sarah and I were in high school and they were coming out for seminar, which is the annual conference that Mary Kay does in Dallas. And we had women staying at the house, and it felt like a big slumber party. And that's part of why I joined a sorority in college, I think, honestly, because I was looking for that sort of sisterhood with lots of women, and those sort of relationships and the uplifting. And I know sororities can get a bad rap, but was looking for that positive, uplifting sisterhood, girl time stuff. And I think I definitely got to witness that. And women who were like in charge of their own life and getting to make their own decisions and being really strong and assertive. And I think that's pretty rare. But that is all, and I'm sure Sarah can speak to this too, that's all that we have ever seen or known is strong, independent women, which I think has empowered us to become very strong and independent women.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely agree with all of those things. And it makes me think of other things, like she's talking about strong, empowered, independent women, but I also just have so many memories of the positivity that Mary Kay brings, and that Mary Kay Ash, that's really sort of a lot of her legacy that continues now, and that it influenced us, I think, growing up, was the positive attitude. Goal setting was, a big thing. I saw my mom, making goal posters to visualize her dreams and what she was striving for. And that, influenced me. I made my own goal posters when I was doing gymnastics, and that still has influenced me, today in setting goals and having that drive and then ambition that's sort of self-motivated, for your own success and your own, whatever it is that motivates you, whether it's the camaraderie or it's the achievement and being able to climb ladders at your own pace. You never have to wait for someone to give you a promotion. You create that opportunity for yourself. And I think that's really, an incredible thing that's very unique about Mary Kay, because it's also not multi-level marketing where you're sort of, stuck behind the people ahead of you. There isn't that, everyone sort of is able to go at their own pace and create their own sort of future and their business on their terms. So I think that's really cool. And one of the other things related to that, I think was really great for me personally growing up, was just the flexibility that Mary Kay offers you. I think particularly as a parent, that you might want or need that even more so, to be able to not have to clock in and clock out and be at a 9-to-5 job and not be able to be there when your kids come home from school. I loved that. I'm, like a mama's girl, and so I was very attached to my mom growing up, and being able to have her around a lot was really, really awesome. That, she could, I never had to have, a nanny or, somebody else picking me up from school, or if I forgot my, lunch at home or my homework at home, which happened more often than it should when I was a small child. I could call my mom, or if I was sick at school, I could call my mom and say, Mom, I need to come home. I have a migraine or whatever was going on. And she had the flexibility to be able to come and get me. And I realized from my friends' parents that, for a lot of them, that wasn't an option unless it was unless their mom was a stay-at-home mom. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but was also running a small business, and that, gives you
executive income.
Right, exactly. And so you sort of have the best of both worlds, therefore, where that's concerned. I got really sick in high school. My sophomore year of high school, I was homebound and was having my classes, teachers come into our house, because I was sort of in and out of the hospital and stuff in high school. And I don't know how that would have happened if my mom, worked an office job when I was in high school. If she had to be gone during the day when I was at home, and was feeling very sick, she was able to be with me the whole time and could do as much or as little as she wanted with her business, and was able to, I was racking up medical bills, and she was able to, help support that and cover that because she runs her own business. So that I'm very grateful for, and not to mention, not only my mom being able to be home, but also seeing how this company supports its employees. Now that I'm a young professional and I have some things to compare it to, most companies places where I'm ever going to work are not going to have the same level of support for their employees like Mary Kay does. So I got countless cards and phone calls and letters and all sorts of things from mom's colleagues, of fellow women in Mary Kay when I was sick, because they got to know me through, coming to all these conferences and us, being there at the end of meetings or, dropping mom off at meetings or whatever it was. We really got to know those women, and they cared about me too. And so that was a really awesome thing to have us. It was a support network. Mary Kay, really starts to become a family. So that was very encouraging. I mean, even one of the vice presidents of Mary Kay at the time called and sent a plant. We still have it somewhere around here in the house, a potted plant, to me and my parents when I was sick in high school. And it's like, what kind of company that has, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, million, I don't know how many consultants there are. And we'll take the time to do that. So I think that, is really, really cool and empowering, and makes you really grateful also as a kid. Yeah.
And I think Sarah talked about, kind of touched on family. I think the appreciation piece from the company is also really incredible. So the women in Mary Kay appreciate each other, and they cheer for each other, and you go to weekly meetings and everyone's clapping and cheering. Like, that doesn't happen in my UVA world on a regular basis. Like, not a thing that happens for me. Like, hey, you showed up for work today. Like, you clap when you're here at the meeting. Like, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen in the real world. Certainly not in my job. So I think the appreciation that the women in the company show for each other is really incredible. But I also think the appreciation that the company shows for its employees, whether it's the fact that they cover 85%, I think, of the insurance on the cars that are driven, or the Christmas cards. I'm looking at an ornament right now that's a gift from the company. Like, I get cards as a consultant, and I'm very part-time in my Mary Kay business right now. And I still got a card from the company for Christmas. UVA didn't send me a Christmas card. Like, there was no, thanks, Ashley, for all of the work that you do with the students and X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't get that. But if I, have a $500 week, I can expect that there's a ribbon in the mail from my mom. She didn't have to do that, but that's that appreciation, like, extra gesture that's instilled across the company. And so I think there's a lot of gratitude when it comes to, like, how the company treats its employees and directors, and the bonuses and the cars and the trips and all of that is really incredible.
Yeah. And I mean, and also they recognize you with money.
Right.
Like, that's I think that's no small thing. I mean, not to be like too blunt or whatever, but that's part of the reason that you get into this business too, is for the money. And it's really great money, and we've seen that growing up too, that when you work a salaried job, that's your salary and that's it, and you have to wait until you get another promotion. But with Mary Kay, you work your business as hard or as much as you want to, and that can bring in that extra cash flow. So if we've had countless sort of vacations and things growing up that we would not have had. We just simply would not have had it not been for Mary Kay. That we went to, Cancun for my high school graduation, to an all-inclusive resort, and it's like Mary Kay paid for that. We
went to Las Vegas for my high school graduation. We did countless trips to Disney World when we were living in North Carolina and Virginia. And Texas. Like, we were able to drive or fly and stop at Cracker Barrel on the way, because that's a tradition. But the flexibility also, I think, is really great. So Dad had to take time, obviously, off from his job, but for Mom to be able, hey, Amanda, sorry, I'm like not paying attention to the comments that are coming through. Hey, girlfriend. But the flexibility, like Sarah's talked about, to just be able to take off and go somewhere. Like, if your kid's sick and staying home, I can also remember, like, Mom was at every dance recital of mine, at every gymnastic meet of Sarah's. But she also had the opportunity during that time to, like, let us I think she was very intentional in kind of dropping us off at whatever practice, whether it was, I think she stayed for piano lessons, but like ballet rehearsal,
I did
gymnastics.
5 days a week, so
was eating, sleeping, and breathing gymnastics. Mom was able to drop us wherever and go do some work and then come back. So we were able to see her. She didn't have to stay, and she would watch, whatever. She's a good mama. But she didn't need to like stay and kind of hover and whatever. Like it taught us, hi Mary. It taught us some independence, I think, and being able to watch her. Like how many kids can say that they have the opportunity to watch their parent work, and not just like work like I'm working, like it's a job sort of thing, like it's a job, I like have to do this, like enjoying what they're doing, like being able to go to meetings, even as kids or events, like Mom's director debut, I still remember that in Charlottesville, like being able to be there and see that and see her get that recognition. I think really spoke volumes to me as a kid. Like that meant something, that like my mom is a big deal. And now as an adult, getting to go to, doing Mary Kay, getting to go to some of those events with her and watching her walk across stage and be recognized for her incredible achievements is like how many kids get to say, like, I get to watch my mom be a total boss lady on the regular. Like that's not a thing that I feel like a lot of women get to say about their moms, or that kids get to say about their parents. Like that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, enjoying your job is a huge thing, and that's probably influenced me to an extent that that I've I'm picking a career that I really want to do and really enjoy, because I saw my parents, my mom, loving her work, and I want to love my work too. I don't want to be chasing after, a paycheck or a certain salary or whatever. I want to do something that I love, and also with people. I'm getting my master's in social work right now. And that's reminds me of another thing, which is, this concept in Mary Kay of go give, the go give spirit. And that, is a really, really cool thing to see, that this company places the relationships over anything else. That's the most important thing that matters more than sales numbers or, whatever, it's about like the relationships that you're building. And I think that that's incredibly unique, for this type of company, that you can be in sales and care so much about people, and giving back. I mean, that's also, gosh, see, I just keep thinking.
There's so many things. We're going to talk forever.
There's so many things. Giving back. Yeah. So like, if you haven't heard, Mary Kay gives so much. I can't quote all the numbers, but millions of dollars to, Susan G. Komen Foundation, breast cancer research, and domestic violence prevention and shelters and those sort of things, which really speaks to my soul as, a budding social worker. And I know that has, subconsciously or consciously, whatever, has influenced me to have seen, because my mom talks about that and she cares about that. She cares about how much Mary Kay recycles. Mary Kay is, incredibly focused on sustainability, and that, has rubbed off on all of us in our family too. So
2 big recycle bins in our pantry.
Right. There's just countless.
There's so many things. Well, and I can remember as a kid taking items to be donated to a women's shelter. Like, how many families are like, okay, well, that's probably a common thing, but how many families are like, hey, this is a cause that is near and dear to our hearts and to this company that Mom is getting a paycheck from to go do things like this. Like whether we're turning in old cell phones that we have, or we're taking clothing, like whatever it is. And when Sarah says, talking about, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. You were talking, we're live, y'all. You too can do this. So I work with college students on a regular basis, and I think it's no, well-kept secret that there's sexual assault that happens all the time on college campuses, that there's other issues that are happening with college students. And Sarah talking about being a budding social worker, like I feel like a social worker on most days because of the students that I'm interacting with and choosing to, I got my master's a couple years ago, and so chose to go into a field and work with people because I watched mom work with people and get paychecks of the heart. Like when, you know, there's just something, I don't have to sell a thing at a party, but was able to have this connection with this person and have a conversation and learn more about them, or let them, you know, talk about whatever is weighing on their heart, and being able to be that person that's there for them. It is about so much more. It's those intangibles, I think, are what have had the most impact on us. Like, yes, it's great that mom has had 10 company cars, 11 company cars, 11 company cars. The BMW was 10, so this one is 11. 11 company cars, like that's really great. So mom and dad were able to get cars for the both of us for our first, second cars, whatever, because they didn't have to pay for one for mom. The trips, the money, like all of that is, I think, a bonus to all of those intangibles. So the confidence that, like, mom has shared in her story about, you know, not having a lot of self-confidence, and dad has told her, you know, you can give back all the cars and the money and everything, but the confidence is what remains. I don't remember mom ever not being confident.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't either.
And I have a memory like an elephant. Like I just don't remember a time where mom wasn't this like confident, strong, driven, like
ambitious,
set the world on fire, ambitious sort of person. And so being able, that was the role model that we had. And I think those intangibles are what have had the biggest lasting impression. And those tangibles, the monetary stuff, the trips, the prizes, the Star Consultant prize, like all of those things are kind of a bonus. Icing on the cake for what it's a heart company. Like that's just what it is.
Yep. And we are two women, but that's not to say also that, you know, for young men and boys, you know, that this company, you know, and having a strong, you know, mother that's running her own business and setting goals and, you know, developing a strong community around them, you know, that doesn't have huge benefits for young boys too, in my opinion.
I think
for them to also be raised, you know, it's just as important for them to, you know, to see women as, you know, as driven, as capable, as competent, as confident, as driven, and being capable of just as much success and just as much income and worth as, you know, as a man. So, you know.
Yeah. We could keep rambling.
Yeah. So
I feel like we've done.
Obviously we have loved growing up pink.
Yes.
Loved it.
Wouldn't have traded it.
Yeah. There's so many other things that you can't sort of even put into words.
And I've heard mom say before, like, you know, I know kind of what my life would have been if I hadn't decided to do Mary Kay, and I don't want to think about that. Like, I know what's in my future, and I actually can't imagine
what our
lives would have been like. Like, I think and I don't want to think about that, because I don't know, I just think being able to, like I said, I'm repeating myself at this point, but being able to watch her and grow up pink was very special.
Yep. That's awesome.
Very special.
So
anyway, thank you.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all for joining us. Oh, she's back.
You want to wrap anything up? Can you tell we're related?
I know, right? Like,
you know what's funny is when she was younger. No, wait. So I can do the Miriam. She was younger. We're like, dear Lord. And then as we've gotten older,
now they're saying short.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There were a whole bunch of reactions to that.
Yes, there is something. You did such a good job. Thank you. Thank you. I was listening. You know, I'm like a couple times to make me want to cry.
Sorry.
I'm so proud.
It's all true. We weren't even laying it on.
Like that was not. Also, like not rehearsed. Not rehearsed.
No, they were like, okay, so what are we talking about tonight? Like, you know, the biggest thing is speaking from your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And Mary Kay is a heart company.
fantastic.
Yeah, we have the best skincare on the planet. We have fantastic, over the top.
Oh yeah, that's
We
a
didn't
good,
even
that's
talk
a good
about
perk.
that's another good perk.
That's
Oh
a good
yeah.
perk too. Started on the miracle set when I was 13.
Oh yeah. I'm on the Time Rise repair cleanser. I'm not 30 yet. Like
Yeah, they're doing, it's like, do
That's
as
a
I say, do,
bonus.
don't
That's a
do as I did, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I abused my skin until I was in my mid-30s. But
Poor
I'm
Mary Kay.
I'm so proud of them. And they all they've known pretty much is growing up pink. And it's the intangibles, like they were saying. I don't know if I mean, the vast majority of what they talked about were the intangibles, the relationships and the heart of the company and giving back. It's that give back. And I don't know, and then the universe just kind of gives it to you. You know, it's just a really, really good thing. There's win, 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 win all the way around. And you know what? My husband is fantastic and he's a great male role model and has been for our girls. I'm the only, and you may be the only female role model for your child. And probably the biggest,
Yeah.
I don't mean anything against that. I'm just saying, it is what it is. And there was no way that I could tell my daughters, you can be anything you want, dream big, go for it, shoot for the moon, blah, 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 if I weren't doing the same thing. They say, and it's very corny, but they say with children in particular that it's not what's taught, it's what's caught. And so I am very grateful to this company for giving me an executive income. And I was not any kind of record setter, blast off out of we want to talk about that sort of stuff. I was just a little bit of a slow starter. But this was my why. These girls were my why because I wanted to set that example for them. I wanted them to grow up in a household where they didn't see me just go to work, like Sarah said. They saw me work. They saw me put other people ahead of me. They saw me love this company. They saw me be loved by this company. And the women that were around, there are women that I don't even know that sent her cards. Sorry, Jane. Anyway, that sent her cards and letters and phone calls and prayers and all sorts of things. It's just incredible. And I always knew that anywhere these girls went in the country, God forbid if they were in any kind of situation they needed help, all it would take would be a phone call to someone, and to know that I could put them first. I could always put them first, and not have to check with the boss, not to be made to feel guilty for, okay, she's sick or she's got a field trip or you know what, I want a 3-week vacation this week or this month, this year. Whatever the case may be, I am the boss, but these two girls were my why. And they're the reason that I did Mary Kay, working 65, 70 hours a week. I could have said very easily, you know what, I am way too busy between my work and their activities. At some point I got to sleep. You know what, I can't do this. But you know what, I can't imagine what it would have been like, because I could work a little bit and build it so that I could be with them for the rest of their lives when they needed me, even as grown adults. And they don't live near me. But by gosh, if they're sick or they need me or something's going on, I don't have anybody to ask but myself, and I can go. And that's a big, big, big deal. And if I want a raise, I give myself a raise. And it's just really, really nice knowing that these girls are confident and strong, and I don't worry about them. I know, you know what? You got that confidence in you. I wasn't raised with confidence. I was a very low self-esteem and low confidence. And to know that through this and being empowered by all the women around me and this company, that could pass on, it's a ripple effect, we become like the people we are around the most. And to know that, wow, that's being passed on, that's the best inheritance these girls can get. But anyway, thank you ladies for listening. If you are a guest on here, I really appreciate you so much. And if you're a consultant, I love you. I love you. So thank you again to my girls. They did a great job and they're super, super powerful. And you too can be super, super powerful. Thanks a bunch.
See ya.
Bye.